First year as a father, I know exactly how it feels. My first year was in 2020, then again in 2022, and once more in 2025. Becoming a father happens in a moment, but becoming a dad takes time, with lots of questions along the way. Questions we, as dads, keep to ourselves. Until now. So am I failing if I need a break? I'm surrounded by trees right now. And trees take time to grow, right? And so does being a dad. I think I've realized that, as a father of 3 and 5 years into my journey now, is that fatherhood takes time. It's not a race to the finish line, because truth of the matter is there is no finish line. It's a slow and steady grind. And you might be in week 2 now and you're dying for that break, right? You're just looking for that quiet time. And the adrenaline's gone, right? That first week, you're excited. Baby's probably sleeping a little bit better than they are now, right? Because they're just out of the womb. So when they're out of the womb, they're still a bit sleepy, right? But now the baby's at home now. It's a new environment, and reality kicks in, right? And it's hard. And it's constant stimulation. Your wife's going through it. You're going through it. Nothing makes sense anymore. All that quiet time is gone, and yeah, you feel like you just need a break, right? But it's hard because you want to give your wife a break too. And so these are the things I was thinking about when I was going through fatherhood for the first time in week 2. I just needed a break. And I think I just needed time to reset, right? Take a few steps back, because it just hit me so hard. And funny enough, we're surrounded by trees, and during that second week, my son was born during the pandemic, so a lot of us were just doing house projects, right? Because that's all we could do at the time. We couldn't go anywhere. And my project was working on my garden. I had a stretch of land there in the backyard that I really wanted to grow and just plant, just to signify the beginning of fatherhood, right? A place I can always tell my kids this is where it started. And I grew very fond of Japanese maples. And every couple of days I'd go pick up a new one, right? Because I just was so enamored with all the species and different colors, and pruning them and trimming them, and I became obsessed. And I remember that during that second week, I was always out there. And I know my wife would give me a hard time for just being away from her and my son, and to her it felt like I was just avoiding the situation, like running away, not making any attempt to bond or connect with the baby. And truth of the matter is, and I credit her for just keeping things steady while I figured things out on my own. I credit her just for taking the brunt of all the work that second week, was because I just needed, truth of the matter is, I just needed time for myself. Time to process what was going on. I think we all think, hey, taking a break is not progress, but for me it was. I needed just to get away from it, as bad as that sounds, right? To just do something for me and just process being a father at my own pace, because it just happened way too quickly for me, and I just wasn't ready. No matter how much preparation I did, When you're in it, it's just different. When the baby's crying 2 a.m., it's just different. And when your whole routine's out of whack, it's just different. And I just needed to, I needed to be out in nature, honestly. I just need to get out of the house. I mentioned we were during the pandemic. It was during the pandemic, and I just need a room to breathe, man, to be honest with you. And you might feel like that now. You might feel like, you need an escape, or you need just time to think, and I don't blame you. I don't blame you at all, because I did the exact same thing. And I think we think of fatherhood growth as like linear, that it just, you build on moments and you build on moments, but sometimes to grow, you actually gotta, take time to develop those roots underground, right? To just, yeah, because my wife did, to my wife, I was just absentee, right? But looking back on it now, in my mind, I was growing, but it just wasn't visible yet. I was just trying to place my roots, build myself up, get my mind right to a point where I could accept this new life, right? Because truth of the matter is, you can take a step back that second week and still be a great father, right? Still feel like you're a great father, because fatherhood it's a long road ahead. So, and even now, 5 years into it, there's weeks where I take a step back. I maybe yell at my kids when I shouldn't have, and then I gotta recalibrate, come out here, and just get back on that trajectory, right? And that's okay. That's okay. Even if it's your second week, I think that's okay. It's okay to take 2 steps back and go 4 steps forward. Yeah, because the one thing about Japanese maples that I learned is that it just takes time. I think Japanese maples, you plant them, the roots spread very slowly. They grow about, I want to say, a foot a year. But in contrast to these maple trees and these trees here that grow at a lot faster pace, Japanese maples, they just take time. They take constant care, constant regrowth. Branches fall off in the wintertime, and then in the spring they have to regenerate and regrow, right? Leaves fall off, they grow back. And I've had a few trees in my backyard, just with the weight of the snow, the branches just crack under the pressure, right, of the weight of the snow. But in the springtime they come back. And if Japanese maples have taught me anything, is that, yeah, they need time to grow. They need sun. They need space to develop. And dads do too. Dads need that as well. So don't feel guilty if you need a break, because whether it's your second week, 5th week, 100th week, sometimes dads just need time away to come back stronger. Okay? Yeah, so this was the end of the episode, or this is the end of the episode. I really enjoyed this one as well. The snow's on the ground now, and there's still leaves on trees, and it's early November, and it's kind of that. I think the snow fell too soon, and the trees haven't had a chance to shed their leaves, but here we are, right? And yeah, if you're new here, my name is Brian. I'm a father of 3, and if you're new in your fatherhood journey, follow along week by week as I answer the questions that went through my head that first time I experienced fatherhood. And I really hope it can help a new dad out there. So continue to follow along, and I'll see you next time.